Good evening. Welcome to Just a Fox and a Bear. I'm really trying not to move my head only because these glasses really have a lot of glare in them. I'm not sure why, but yeah. Tonight I have been reminiscing about once upon a time when I lived in Hollywood. Yes, that Hollywood. And I used to hang out at places like the Cat House and Bordello and some of the places on the Sunset Strip. One night at the Cat House, two young rockers happened to walk by. My friend called them over, and they were with a brand new band called Slamhound. This band had yet to play a show. They invited us to their first show. I was the only one able to attend because the friend went back to Minnesota. Yes. And so I drove myself down to Hawthorne, and I believe the place was called Frogs. That began my friendship with the band. And over the years, I got to know some of the other friends of theirs, as well as other bands that kind of played in the same circle, including one of my favorites, Beautiful Destruction. And I also met a young man who worked at a store, I believe it was called Tatters, on Melrose. And why is this important? Because I eventually left Hollywood and journeyed back to where I was originally from. One morning I was driving to work and I happened to hear a song on the local heavy metal radio station. Something about the voice of the singer triggered something in my memory banks. I wasn't quite sure, but I got in touch with the record reps at Universal Records. They figured out what song I was talking about, and lo and behold, it was a band. Brand new. Their first single, take a guess, Lit Up. And that was my introduction to the brand new band of the former singer of Slamhound, now the current singer of Buckcherry. I was very surprised. No one could really believe that I knew him. So the rep from Universal had me show up at the meet and greet. And lo and behold, Josh remembered me, which was also kind of surprising to me because I had left and no one knew where I went. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. I just up and moved. So that began my love of the music of Buckcherry. So the lineup has changed, and he's not the newest. One of the members is the young man I met at that shop on Melrose. That would be Stevie D. So I have known two of the members for a couple years. We'll just put it that way. Wish my brain and the rest of me has held up the same, but we got to take what we can get. There we go. And from what I've been told from a friend of mine by the name of Scott back in Minnesota, he grew up next door to the current bass player, which his name is Kelly Lemieux. And yes, I am from the same town. I don't know much because Kelly was a year or two ahead of me. So I don't know if we ended up at the same high school. We would have been there at the same time, by the way, because of how the grades in that high school went. But I believe Scott, because Kelly was his neighbor. And by the way, if any members of Buckcherry are watching this, hey, Kelly, I do know how to say your hometown or the town you grew up in where Scott was your neighbor. I'm not saying that right now, just in case others are watching. But anyway, I know sometimes I give too much information and sometimes I don't give enough. But that's how I do my videos. Anyway, if you are in Albuquerque on November 6th, which is tomorrow, and you want to see a superb heavy metal concert, head to the Sunshine Theater, check out Buckcherry, and if you feel like it from the audience, yell out, "Lori says hi," and see if maybe it triggers something in their memory banks. With that, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for allowing me to remember my actually pretty cool past. And who knows? Maybe one of my next videos will be another reminiscing video, because over the years, I have hung out with quite a few rock bands, believe it or not. Not sure where I put all of the stuff to prove it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good night.